imagine like a graph where on the one side you have cognitive function, and it could be something basic like processing speed. How quickly does your brain process information? And on the bottom is age, right? It tends to peak sometime around our sort of mid-20s to early 30s. It's usually the peak on average tends to be higher and later the more time we spend in education. So the more time we spend essentially as professional learners, the more we can build that kind of final capacity. After that, it's just sort of like an average decrease downwards. And because we go to work, we do the same thing again and again and again. And then everything else in our life gets in the way. And we never spend that same time investing in building our cognitive capacities the way we did when we were kids and when we were in school. And most of the processes of development in the brain are refining connections based on the environment and the stimulus the brain receives. So if you start removing stimuli because you're no longer engaging in these like cognitively challenging things, the brain's going to start removing connections. Hey, I don't need that, right? I'm not using this part of my brain. And as a result, you start to see decline. And so there are studies that show if you have a very stimulating job, it's very complex, problem-solving skills, lots of social interactions, you have a slower rate of cognitive decline as an adult and a lower risk of dementia. You see in individuals who continue to engage in reading, writing, lectures, dancing, a whole bunch of hobbies, again, you see a slowed rate of decline. So some of what we just expect to happen with age is because of the way we stop engaging with the world and we stop challenging ourselves.